Trades are underway and we're excited to be checking it all out, especially today with the Yankees and the Oakland A's making a deal ever since Oakland DFA JD Davis, who they've only had play 39 games this season after signing him in, I believe, about March of this year. It seems like JD Davis has been kind of screwed over. He got let go by the Giants, lost his arbitration as far as getting the money that he was owed, put on the free agents list, and then he was signed by the A's, who barely played him. And then the time that he's played better than most of the guys playing on the infield for the A's. So is it kind of confusing what the A's are doing? Yeah, but at the same time, I think they're just trying to cut salary because they are moving and they're probably going to need every dime and nickel they can save. Let's get into it.
Center field, deep drive to left field. Davis delivers the first A's run. Off the glove of Longo. And he'll hit it hard to left field. This one is gone.
Welcome back to the Touching Bases podcast. Good to see your smiling faces here. We're gonna talk a little bit of trades. There's some trades going down. We got the deadline coming up, and the Yankees are making another move, and the A's sounds like they're liquidating based off what I can see. I haven't read too many articles with like Inside or anything, so I'm going off of based what I've seen, looking at the rosters, looking at the contracts, and why this deal came through fruition. And then on top of that, who did the Oakland A's get back? This year, JD Davis with Oakland only has played in 39 games. He's had 135 plate appearances, and out of that, he's only had a total of 125 at bats. But he has 29 hits, 4 of them are doubles, 4 of them are home runs, and 5 RBIs, along with 9 walks. He has struck out 30 times, but at the same time, his batting average is a 236, an OBP of 304, a slugging percentage of 366. Not very good, one of his lowest of all the seasons he's played so far. But his OPS is still above 500 at 670. His OPS plus is only 96, so it's 4% below average. But he's also only been given 39 games to play. So you tell me where you fit him in there. Career-wise, he is very good. Granted, if you look at all the seasons in the past, in 2019, he played for the Mets. He played 140 games. In 2022, he played 115 games. And then last year in 2023 for the Giants, he played 144 games, which is the most amount of games he's ever played in the season. Those are the only 3 seasons that he's played more than 100 games since 2017. So it's safe to say he hasn't really been given an opportunity to play and prove himself to be an elite player. We all know he's good. If you look at those times where he's played over 100 games, in 2019, he batted a 307, the slugging of 527, and his OPS plus was 137. So 37% better than the rest of the league average. On top of that, in 2022, where he played 115 games, he batted a 248, slugging a 418, and then his OPS was a 758. Much better than what he's doing now. He still had an OPS plus of 116. So again, always above average when he plays complete seasons. Now, the big thing is that in 2022, if he was given the opportunity, he only played 49 games, but in those 49 games, he batted a 263 and had an OPS plus of 142, which is probably the highest he's ever had. Granted, it's probably one of the least amount of games he's played since 2017, shy of 2018 and his rookie year. So this year, 39 games in, he hasn't played enough. Is he going to get more time with the Yankees playing? Short answer is most likely yes. Anthony Rizzo out on 60-day IL for a hamstring issue. He's probably not going to be back until close to the postseason, which means that first base is open. Does that mean JD Davis is going to play first base? Maybe. Or DJ LeMahieu, who's over at third base. I would say that DJ is probably going to stay at third base because he is pretty good defensively over there, but Davis playing first could really help the Yankees, especially since right now they believe they have Ben Rice in there. And this is a kind of a short sample size, but he's had 18 plate appearances and he's only batting a 214, and his slugging is a 214 as well. His OBP is a 333, so he's not exactly the best. He was called up from the minors, so this is kind of his first chance to really show himself. His service time in the MLB is 0. He hasn't really done anything, so I don't think that the Yankees want to keep him out there, especially since they had to move Judge to DH since Giancarlo Stanton is now injured, I believe also with a hamstring injury. And I was wrong, sorry, I got those mixed up. So Anthony Rizzo has a fractured forearm. Giancarlo Stanton has a strained hamstring. So Rizzo will be out for a pretty long time, and then Giancarlo Stanton, he's on the 10-day IL. I'm gonna guess probably 2 or 3 weeks before we see him come back. Given that, they really need to add some bats in there. Ben Rice not going to be fulfilling it, and I think JD Davis would be an excellent option, especially for playing first base right now. I think just with all the injuries that they've been taking on, this is definitely a good move for them. Looking on the Oakland side of things, they brought in Jordan, I think it's Groshans. So he's been basically a career minor leaguer. Right now he's in a AA affiliate for the A's, and he's probably not going to be called up anytime soon. I'm very questionable on this move by Oakland. I think it was just to cut payroll. I know they only signed like a 1-year deal with JD Davis, but they must have seen something in him, because at this point they're not going to call him up to the bigs, and if they do, he plays third, shortstop, and first base. So that means he's going to be either replacing Tyler Nevin, which I think the A's are pretty confident and happy with Nevin over at third base, even though he's only batting a .215 batting average and slugging .333. I'm going to assume that he's better option than Groshans. That's just my side of things. Or maybe since Abraham Toro is out of the lineup with an injury, he's going to be gone for probably a couple weeks at this point. Maybe Max Schumann over at shortstop can be replaced. He's batting a .229, which is still better than Nevin's. Otherwise, you have Tyler Soderstrom, who's going to be probably the best hitter right now besides Brent Rooker and Miguel Andujar and JJ Bleday. They're over on the top of the list, but that's all outfield and DH. Tyler Soderstrom is probably going to stay at first base, batting .250, slugging at .480. Like, he doing well for a rookie season. He's played less than the season, so he's still considered a rookie this year. I don't think they're going to be pulling him off of first base at all unless they move him over to second base to fill in for Zach Galoff, who's been batting horribly lately, and then they throw in this guy from the minors who's literally put down in a AA position. I think Fangraphs has him here at, so Fangraphs has him at AAA, but MLB has him as a AA affiliate. So I don't know exactly which one's more accurate. So he might be in Vegas with the Aviators in the AAA league at this moment. But again, he plays third, first, and shortstop. And looking at the A's setup, Tyler Nevin might be the best option to replace him, but also looking at the infielders and options on their bench, they have Alvarez and Diaz, who are both not really batting very well. I think they just called up Alvarez as he hasn't got a hit yet. He's only had 1 plate appearance, and then Diaz, he's had 24 plate appearances. He's only batting a .125 across the board, all slash lines. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense on the A's side besides cutting contract. But even then, I'm a little bit confused because the A's still have to fork up $1,182,782 to the dime of his salary rolling into the rest of the season. So the Yankees get cash considerations along with JD Davis, and the A's get a minor league player that is pretty much a career minor league player for the last 6 years, and he can't even fill in the spots where they're weak at this point. I mean, I guess they could, but I don't know. If you look at his numbers as far as Jordan Groshman goes, 2024, he's had 164 at-bats, 38 hits, only 1 home run, 15 RBIs. His average is a .232, which is less than JD Davis. His OBP is a .310, and his OPS is a .590. So this year, not doing super great, but career stats over the course of 6 years. He did have his minor league debut where he played, I believe, for the Marlins for a short amount of time before he was traded. Career stats, though, are .267 average, .352 OBP, and an OPS of .721. So career-wise, he sounds good, but almost none of them are in the majors. You're looking at 61 at-bats. He drove in 9 runs. He only had 16 hits, 1 home run, and 2 RBIs. He's not stolen a single base in the major leagues, and he batted at .262 with a .308 OBP and OPS of .619. Being a number 1 overall pick for the Blue Jays in 2018, maybe that holds some ground, but this is 2018 when he got drafted, and he's still struggling to make it to the pros. I don't know exactly what the A's are looking for, but I think they see something more than what I can see based on what's on paper. Yankees definitely fleeced them on this trade. I think at this point, it'll definitely help out the Yankees as far as their bats go. And replacing Ben Rice, I think Ben Rice can sit on the bench for now and gives them a good bat for first base, or swapping DJ LeMahieu and him for third and first. I think they can split it and get each other a nice day off. DJ LeMahieu is only batting a .194 so far and slugging also a .194, so he's also kind of struggling. I don't know if they're going to keep Ben Rice in there and throw DJ out. I have no idea what the plan is when it comes to the Yankees, but tell me what you guys think down below in the comments. I mean, am I missing something when it comes to the A's? Because it's just very confusing to me at this point. And if you're a Yankee fan, are you excited to have JD Davis in your guys' system and backing up all the injuries that you guys are taking on, or did you rather not have him, being that he was a former Met and you guys probably hated him at one point? Let me know down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.